show you some of our favorite things and discover some new ones with you. This is my favorite picnic of all time.
A pickpocket was bumping into my back. A whole bunch of skeletal remains. We're Matt and Nat, and we've spent the last 3 years traveling the world as part-time, non-remote travelers.
After accomplishing our goal of visiting all 50 U.S. states in 2021, we've set out on our next big adventure to see as many of the 1,000 places to see before you die, well, before we die.
In our last video, we were eating our way through Austin, Texas, where we had the best barbecue of our lives,
ate a donut bigger than my head,
and tried beef tongue tacos for the very first time.
This week, we're in Paris, France. Welcome to Paris.
But let's be honest, this city really needs no introduction. It's one of the most iconic cities in the world, as well as one of the most visited, and we're gonna be spending the next 48 hours doing, seeing, and eating our way around this beautiful and delicious city.
We were actually here back in 2019 before we started our YouTube channel, and we absolutely fell in love. So we're excited to show you some of our favorite things and discover some new ones with you.
And once you're done watching this video, be sure to check out our blog for more tips and info to help plan your Paris vacation.
Now let's start off the best way we know how, with food.
So I can't think of a more beautiful way to get to breakfast than taking a stroll through Champ de Mars with beautiful views of the Eiffel Tower.
It was originally built between 1887 and 1889. It is wrought iron. They paint this every 7 years, and right now, before the Olympics, it's gold.
It's normally in the Eiffel Tower brown color, but when it was first built, it was actually red.
So fun. For breakfast, I got a hot tea. They didn't have chai latte, but that is okay. I also got a quiche.
A quiche.
Yeah, do you like that? I was using my French.
What kind of quiche?
Onion quiche. I got an onion quiche. We also got 2 croissants, and Matt ordered a cinnamon roll, so my quiche is warm.
It smells delicious.
Oh. I love onions already, but this is like sweet caramelized onions. This has so much sweet goodness and flavor. Oh my gosh. And all of this cost us €17.40.
Given, you know, the cappuccino was just straight from their cappuccino machine. They didn't do anything special to it. The drinks aren't the specialty here. They are not the focus. This is a bakery first, and so far, baked goods are not disappointing. Oh man. Even though there's not much cinnamon on that, I've still got a hint of cinnamon. It's buttery, it's crispy, flaky. And that is delicious.
Light, buttery, crunchy, everything I wanted.
You can't go wrong with a croissant de boeuf.
De boeuf. Working on my French.
This is the first time we've ever ridden a bus in Paris. We usually just stick to the metro, so.
So if you get a T plus ticket, that means you can go anywhere in zone 1, and it's like $1.90 to €2 each. If you validate it, look, the Eiffel Tower. And like I was saying, once you validate, then you have 2 hours on that one particular ticket. It is better if you buy in bulk, because then you get a better deal.
Yep, because these were actually like $2.15, but they don't give change on the bus, so it was actually €250, and you can't buy the T Plus like Natalie was saying at a bus stop. You have to be in the metro station for that. And look where we are.
So back in 2019, it was my first ever experience with somebody yelling at a pickpocket.
I will never forget, he screamed, "Get out of here, you thief!"
And we said it for ages after that. But be careful in any of the touristy areas and make sure your belongings are close to you.
Yeah, but we are at the Arc de Triomphe, which was commissioned by Napoleon back in 1806. It took 30 years to build, and we're gonna go climb the 284 steps to get to the top.
Also, you do not have to cross this really busy intersection to get to the middle. We'll show you exactly how you get there. With Paris being one of the most visited cities in the world, you definitely need to be buying your tickets in advance.
Which is what we did, and we're gonna link all of the tours and activities that we do in this video down in the description to make it easy for you to book on your visit.
Now let's go check out the Arc de Triomphe. Definitely recommend doing the Stairmaster before you do this.
I can't talk.
They have a bathroom in the Arc. I've gotta go, right? Like, every time I look at it, I'd be like, I went to the bathroom in there.
That'll be your memory attached to it.
Now let's go climb the last 82 stairs.
We think this is an excellent place and a must stop, especially if you're on one of your first visits to Paris. It gives you incredible views, and while it is less popular to climb to the top of the Arc de Triomphe than it is to go up the Eiffel Tower, our one problem with going up to the top of the Eiffel Tower is
you can't see the Eiffel Tower when you're on the Eiffel Tower.
You're standing on the thing that you want to see when you are looking at aerial views of the city.
Now let's head to another iconic spot. Alright, it's starting to rain, but now we're in front of the Louvre. We were actually here in 2019 and it was so much fun.
Yeah, we're not actually going to get to go in today because it is a quarter to a half day experience at least. If you're a true art lover, you could spend a full day here, if not multiple days. But if you're coming here and only have a few hours, you need to go in with a plan, maybe only see one exhibit or just a handful of pieces because this place is massive.
We actually got lost.
Yes,
but anyways,
we did.
Definitely recommend buying your tickets ahead of time.
Yes, because this whole thing back here is all a line of people waiting to buy tickets. If you buy ahead of time, then you go back here behind us. There's an entrance called, I think it's the Arc de Triomphe de Carousel. Anyway, it's the carousel entrance. It takes you underneath. You pretty much get to skip a large part of this line. Definitely do it that way.
All right, so we're gonna get out of the rain now.
Yes. So now that we found a little bit of cover, I wanted to continue and say, even if you don't have time to go in and experience the Louvre, it is definitely worth coming and checking out because it is a beautiful piece of architecture.
This used to be a palace.
Yes.
The whole thing.
Mind-blowing.
My favorite exhibit is the Napoleon apartments. So like you can actually see the luxury that they used to live in. Yeah. Oh my God, my favorite.
I personally love Winged Victory. And beautiful piece.
Obviously Mona Lisa. It's iconic. You do have to wait in a very long line and you only get like 20 seconds maybe.
I mean, yeah, you're pretty rushed through and it's, I hate to say this, it's underwhelming compared to many of the other pieces on display here.
That is true.
We were planning to spend quite a bit longer here, but now that it's raining, I think we're probably going to cut our time here a little shorter and head to the next stop. have made it to our lunch stop, which is a place called Chez Janou. It is a very popular place, not a place we typically would have picked on our own, but it is mentioned in the book.
And you may be wondering, the book, what are you talking about? We're on a journey to see as many of the 1,000 places to see before you die based on the best-selling book.
So if you would like to join us on that journey, please remember to hit that subscribe button down below. And if you like this video, remember to hit the thumbs up button. Now let's see what this place is all about.
So to start off the meal, we got escargot, which is snails. I've never had it before, so we'll see.
To go with the escargot, we couldn't pass up on the pastis, which this place is kind of known for. They have like 80 flavors of it. It's an aperitif, so you're supposed to drink it before your meal. So this drink derives its flavors from licorice, star anise, and fennel. Very interesting. I'm not a huge fan of any of those flavors, but we couldn't come here and not try it. I think your dad would love this.
I think he would too.
He's a big licorice and star anise fan. It's interesting, and it's pretty strong. I wasn't expecting the burn to be that strong.
Very strong. Obviously, it's supposed to help with digestion. I just don't know how many of the taste out of my mouth before our meal.
I don't exactly know what I'm doing, and by exactly at all. But we've got our escargot. We also got a dry white wine recommended by our waiter to go with the escargot. Let's give this a go. Get it, escargot? I can't get anything out of here. How am I supposed to eat this? This is not working, guys. I got nothing. So only about 5 minutes later of fighting with this thing, I got it out. All my butter and delicious sauce is gone, so here we go. It's actually really nice. Of course, it's covered in butter and parsley, and it's kind of salty and rich and fatty. But then the snail itself almost has a mushroom flavor to it for me. And I'm a fan of mushrooms, so I guess I'm a fan of escargot.
I really like it. I didn't think I would. It's cooked really, really well, so it's not super chewy. It does remind me of a mushroom, and I love mushrooms. I really like this. How French am I?
Do French actually eat escargot on the regular?
I don't know.
Here's a little foodie hack for you guys. See all that goodness? Nothing goes to waste.
So if you're a Disney fan, they even have ratatouille here, which I did want to try, but I went with the safer option, which was the duck breast. I was afraid because duck can be really, really fatty. There is a fat layer, but it's rendered really, really nicely and absolutely delicious.
And I got a lean cut filet of beef with green beans on the side. So I ordered my steak medium rare. It's on the rare side of that, which I'm totally fine with. Honestly, prefer it that way. That's really nice. Nothing super complex. It's just cooked incredibly well. Very lightly seasoned. They're relying on the quality of the meat here. I haven't even tried the sauce on the side or the green beans and mushrooms that came with it. I'm a fan of this place. I can see why it was in the book.
That meal was honestly phenomenal.
Yes, we wanted to get their famous chocolate mousse,
Yes.
supposedly the best in Paris, but we're honestly absolutely stuffed.
We really are.
And we're in a hurry to get to our next spot, so we'll see you there.
So we're here in front of Saint Chappelle. This is technically not it. It's like through the doors.
It's much prettier than this right here, I
But it
promise.
was one of our favorite things that we did in 2019.
Which is why we're back. Saint Chappelle is 2 levels. First floor is beautiful and has a gift shop, but the upstairs is the main attraction, so let's go.
Even though we've already been here, it's taken my breath away again.
And photos and videos just don't do it justice. So if you come to Paris, please add this to your itinerary because it is so worth it in our opinion.
There are 1,113 scenes depicted on the 15 stained glass windows. It tells the story of mankind from the creation to Christ's resurrection through a series of episodes from the different books of the Bible. So this right here will tell you each window is something else. So the first window is Genesis, the second window is Exodus, and it goes on. And it's just absolutely stunning.
The glass was actually removed during the World Wars and stored away so it didn't get destroyed. Thank God, because this is absolutely beautiful. Construction started in 1241 and finished around 1248 when it was consecrated, which was actually really, really fast back then from what I understand. And the architect of this incredible place is unknown, which is wild.
What is your interpretation of that scene?
I think that's supposed to be Peter denying Jesus to a Roman soldier. He's like, that guy, I don't know him. That's what I'm getting from it.
As a Christian, this is such a cool place because King Louis IX actually built this to house the crown of thorns that sat on Jesus' head.
He bought them along with 21 other passion relics that were all housed here. Now only 3 of those 22 relics remain, and those 3 are housed in Notre Dame.
I really wanted to do this last time we were here and we didn't. So I'm super excited we're doing the concierge tour right now. So pretty. So the only thing I know about this place is that Marie Antoinette was imprisoned here. I mean,
I know nothing about it.
This don't look like a jail to me. Okay, after seeing the cells, it definitely does look like a prison.
Definitely does.
From the outside, it doesn't because it used to be a palace.
What it was one of the main detention center prisoner areas during the French Revolution. So
look at us learning.
Learning on the go.
Let them eat cake.
What's that from?
If you know, you know.
I don't know.
That's what Marie Antoinette said.
What we're standing in now is a commemorative chapel in the same place that Marie Antoinette's cell was, and this was put in place during the Restoration period.
I definitely thought, because on the outside this is palace, right?
Well,
so
yeah, it was a
I
royal
thought
palace.
It was very cushy. So when I heard she was like in prison there,
In a palace.
so I was like, oh, poor you. But this is rough. Being the queen, coming to this. Ooh. But she has a good logo. So. Really cool. I loved the architecture, and now I really feel like I've got to go learn more about the French Revolution. Now we're headed to another iconic spot here in Paris.
They're all over here, guys.
Get out of the puddle, so Matt's gonna be really short. I so wish that we could have seen it. I was hoping that the restoration was gonna be done in time for this trip because in 2019 it was really close then.
Yeah, it really was. So if you don't recall, in 2019 there was a devastating fire here at Notre Dame. So when we came in the fall of 2019,
you couldn't even get this close.
Yeah, so this is the closest we've been able to get to Notre Dame. So we'll take it. Hopefully it will be open soon and we'll be able to actually go inside on our next visit.
Yeah, but it's definitely worth seeing the architecture even just from outside.
For sure, and they've built stands, like bleachers, so you can just sit out and stare at the church. Now we're gonna make our way back towards the Eiffel Tower area, so we'll see you there.
So So I was not going to document that metro ride because once you've been on one metro ride, you've pretty much been on all of them.
Pretty much.
But man, was I wrong. Going during rush hour.
That was the most crowded metro ride we have ever been on.
So I have some B-roll, but that's after a lot of people got off. Like we were like this on top of each other.
The guy behind me was just like, sorry, like, because we were just all on top of each other. I can see how it would be a successful spot for pickpockets because we saw lots of them in that metro station before we got on the train.
We had a sweet man come up to us and he only spoke French and he told Matt to take his backpack off to be careful of pickpockets.
Well, and he was telling me as a pickpocket was like purposefully bumping into my back.
Oh.
Yeah, so I felt her pushing and that was when I went to pull my backpack off.
Oh, and so the Parisians are actually really, really sweet. We haven't had any issues.
No, I've never quite understood the whole thought that Parisians and French people are rude to Americans because that's never been our experience.
Fun fact that I completely forgot about. So this was built for the World Fair back in the late 1800s. They were actually supposed to tear it down, I think after 20 years.
Yeah.
But Eiffel fought for it, obviously because it's iconic.
Yep.
And was like, let's put a radio transmitter up there.
Yep.
So that's why it's still here.
It would have been torn down, never to be seen again, but...
Wild. Because I can't imagine Paris, obviously, without this.
No.
So this view right here is probably one of our favorites of the Eiffel Tower.
Yep, for whatever reason, a lot of the big crowds and stuff don't come here. I don't know if they just don't know that you can. And right up on the sidewalk, there are hundreds or thousands of people. You come down here, you kind of have it to yourself, even at this time of day, which is almost sunset.
I somehow convinced Matt to take me on the most romantic Seine River cruise, and I am so beyond excited.
And by somehow convinced, she means it didn't take much convincing at all.
It really didn't. I said there was going to be food there and views, and he said, sign me up. But I am
Sign me. I don't care how stereotypical tourist it is. I'm all in.
I'm so excited. Just sat down and I'm already so ecstatic. Matt booked us a window view.
Right now there's not a view, but
you
can kind of peek right through there somewhere is the Eiffel Tower there.
And the best part is we don't have anybody next to us, so we can talk to you. And it won't be as awkward, because it can be awkward.
I love that this entire boat is glass. Look.
So excited.
Cheers. And we're off.
So they have live music on the boat, and I just feel like I'm in an episode of Emily in Paris, but it's Natalie in Paris, and I am so here for it. I don't know. I've only seen this in movies. Hold on.
To move it, smell it,
It does smell good.
drink, and you say yes.
Yes, that's delicious. Did I do okay? I think I'm becoming more of a wine drinker slowly.
But I got smoked salmon with nori seaweed, avocado, and Granny Smith apple tartare with wakame, something like that. Not sure. Way fancier than I am, but let's give it a try. Smoked salmon is really nice. The Granny Smith adds like a little tartness on what looks like avocado. I actually like it. I'm a fan of that. I wasn't sure when I saw it. It's not something I would normally get, probably.
So this doesn't look the most appetizing, and I've never had it before, but it sounded very French, so I went with it. I got the Southwest Region Duck Foie Gras with mango and red onion chutney. We'll see how it goes.
It's a little underwhelming on the plate.
They did give me a piece of toast to go with it, so it feels like butter, so we're just gonna spread it on this bread, I think. I'm nervous. Oh, really good. Duck already is really fatty. The mango chutney goes really well with it. It's got really great flavor. It's got some onion. I'm actually surprised I really like it. You're gonna have to try it now. Our entree just came and I ordered the herb-crusted veal rump with steamed vegetables, new potatoes, and rich juice.
Rich juice. We fancy, y'all. We got some rich juice up in here. Rich juice.
Okay. It's like a red wine sauce. The meat's cooked really well. Stewed vegetables are really good and cooked really well. And I didn't have high hopes for the dinner. I thought it was more of the view, but I'm loving it so far.
I got the baked sea bass with frigola sarda pasta and marinara sauce with cockles. I don't know what any of that is other than the baked sea bass. So they said a marinara sauce, but this is a cream sauce for sure. That's actually really nice. The bass is not overcooked at all, so it's not dried out like a lot of times a white flaky fish can get. Whatever this pasta is, it's like al dente, but it's really tiny pieces of pasta. Never had it before like this, loving it. And the cream sauce, super rich, super creamy. I'm shocked at how good the food actually is on this cruise.
So they come by and take photos for you, which I think is so cute. At this moment, they're 25 euros each, but I really want this one to put on my bedside table. I think it's so cute. Should I get it? Matt's saying no. So thank you.
Cheese time.
Apparently by the cheese course, it turns to a party. We came outside. There's an outside in the back, probably for smoking.
Yes,
but look at this.
Yeah, and there's not that many people out here. For dessert, I got the hazelnut square with apricot coulis. That's really nice. The hazelnut is very forward in this dish, but it's really a light dessert as well because the mousse is super fluffy. And then the apricot adds just a touch of sweetness and tartness. Really nice.
Okay, so I ordered a dessert soup. I asked the waiter what his recommendation was, and he said the one thing that I would never have ordered ever. He would recommend the raspberry and verbena soup. Now when it came, it didn't really look too much like a soup. I mean, I see it does have some liquid, but it also has like a little sorbet on it with the raspberries and a cookie. I'm more hopeful now. I was thinking of a pea soup in raspberry form. Oh my gosh. Wow. I would have never tried this. The textures are all amazing. I am a fan.
We finally got to see the little Statue of Liberty. It is a little dark, so I still don't know if we can say we saw it, but I saw its silhouette. I couldn't have coffee because it's too late. If you follow us on Instagram, you know we use Time Shifter, an app that helps us deal with jet lag, and we're not allowed to have caffeine right now. So the fact that he brought us green tea, I'm super stoked.
Wow. I highly recommend, and I know I say it a lot, but I definitely recommend it.
Yeah, we had put more weight on the experience of seeing the city from the Seine River, more than we had put on the experience on the boat, but our expectations were absolutely blown out of the water, not only with the food, but also the service. Everything was top notch. We cannot recommend it enough. Plus, Riad sent us home with a bottle of wine. I mean, come on, it doesn't get better than that.
And the Eiffel Tower is about to light up, so let's let's go see.
Going off.
Perfect timing, it's going off.
And the perfect way to end our first day here in Paris. But don't leave just yet, because we've got an entire another day to explore this incredible city.
And we'll see you guys in the morning. Good morning, another beautiful day here in Paris.
And we're starting things off with a food tour in Montmartre, which is one of the most iconic and scenic neighborhoods in the city.
So let's go find our guide. Starting the tour off here at the Moulin Rouge, which my parents went to a really long time ago, and they said they had a great time. I wish we had time to go check it out.
Yeah, we would like to go. I will say, if you want to come see the Moulin Rouge, it is in probably one of the more sketchy-ish parts of town, so just be prepared for that.
Yeah.
The first stop, we're getting Bergeron. Could be wrong, but I asked him how to say it, and I think that's what he said. Marvelous is essentially what it translates to, he said. I got the white chocolate and speculoos, and you got the praline. Very lightly sweet. There's almost like a whipped filling in there, covered in the white chocolate. It's like a whipped cream almost, and then there is a almost mousse inside, and then a cracker type bottom. Delicious.
This right here is probably the best thing that I've had dessert-wise in a long, long time.
Really? We're kicking things off right.
So I got passion fruit.
And I got raspberry. That's really nice.
Oh, our group is gone.
This is a choupette, and this is their natural flavor, pretty much just sugar and cream. From what I understand, it's like a cream-filled puff pastry. Oh yeah. That's delicious. That cream in the middle is as light and fluffy as it gets, and the dough is super pillowy. These go down really easy.
Oh. So the sugar crystals give it a really nice texture. It's pillowy.
It's perfection.
Amazing.
This is a little amuse-bouche. It's really basic, but really good.
Fourth stop.
Tapenade.
Tapenade.
Just say it really
just
fast
say
and
it.
everybody won't, you know.
Yeah, it is an olive, capers, and anchovy spread.
I think so.
I'm sure there's other stuff in there, but it's mostly olives, like 70% olives. So let's try it.
Look at these little students. They'll have those little yellow things on. So cute. They're all holding hands. This is delicious.
Mostly,
it a lot.
Oh, really good.
It's delicious.
This would be a good addition to a charcuterie board.
I like it.
Yeah, basically like
I do like at some of these places we're getting off-menu items. So like you can only get them because you're on the food tour.
Yeah, so book your food tour. Definitely worked so far. I'm not even going to attempt to give all the detail that he just gave. You just need to book the tour. But this is going to be delicious, I can already tell.
I am very nervous about the blue cheese. Let's see how it goes.
I'm so excited for Natalie to try blue cheese.
This is my favorite meal. I love a charcuterie board. It's the best. And this bread, amazing. Now Matt wants me to try the blue cheese. Fun fact, this blue cheese is prohibited in America. Look at all that blue.
I hope you love it.
I always made fun of my dad because my dad loves blue cheese. We always said that he would put it in his socks and it would turn gross and blue and smelly. This one doesn't smell. I'm so nervous. Oh wow. I like it. I like it.
Did you hear that, John Green?
I don't even know. My mind is blown. I have never eaten it in my 30-something years because I've always looked at it and smelled it and was like, ugh. I've been missing out. I can't believe it. That was absolutely amazing. I could have actually just spent hours there eating really good cheese,
Yes.
meats, and having great conversation.
Yes, and the wine was great. If you've watched our channel for a while, you know we're not exactly wine people. We're becoming more of wine people, especially when we do things like that and they tell us what to pair them with because, yeah the pairings were all excellent. I could have sat there, honestly, the rest of the afternoon and
And we would have been good and
yep,
happy.
totally fine.
But we still have more spots, so
That
let's
we
go.
do.
So that is the house that Pablo Picasso
yeah.
stayed in.
And finished one of his very popular paintings, which I can't pronounce off the top
The
of my head.
Avenue of Women or something like that. It's a bunch
Sounds
of
right.
bunch of ladies.
Yep, when you finish that painting there. Pretty
Yeah.
cool.
I do want to say that this part of town is very hilly. So be prepared to be winded
Yep,
and
take
go
breaks.
up a lot of hills. Cheers.
Cheers. Already took a bite.
I waited for you, Matt. So good. So Montmartre is really known for like the artists here, the writers. I mean, it's just such a cool
It's
cool
essentially
place.
the arts district of, and it's been that way for a long time,
Very
as you saw.
long.
Like there's many artists that have lived here, and it's also known for its quintessential Parisian cafes. They're everywhere. They're beautiful. I don't know if you can go with the wrong one, but
No.
the views are great. The people watching's great.
This is one of my favorite areas in Paris.
It is. Time for our last bite of this food tour, ending it on a Parisian classic, the macaron. And I got a black currant violet flavor, so let's give it a try. Nice and tart. The violet adds a little bit of a lightness to it. And then the macaron, I mean, perfectly baked. So good.
So the one I got is a lemon. Perfectly baked. It's really nice. So this one's very creamy. I've always had like fruit flavors with more of like a jam. Matt's is more of like a jam. Mine's more of like a cream, but I'm a fan. I really like it. That officially ends our food tour, but not really.
Well, you know us, we're gonna keep eating. So we're gonna hang around this area for a little bit because we honestly love Montmartre and can't get enough of it.
No, so let's go explore some more.
Merci beaucoup.
So the second best way to experience Montmartre, besides hanging out at the cafes, is walking around and eating a hot crepe.
After we saw them when we came and got our macarons here earlier, we knew we had to come back for crepes.
Oh gosh, so excited. Let me take a bite. Oh, that homemade chocolate. It was like a homemade Nutella.
Yep, it's not just chocolate. Yep. You made the right move.
I did, because I wanted it. I saw chestnut cream, and I was like, is that Nutella? And he said no, so I went with chocolate, and I made the right move, because this is what I really wanted.
I got chocolate and banana, so good.
I'm trying to convince Matt to get a portrait of us made, but I don't know if we have time. Maybe when we come back to Paris.
Next time we'll do it.
Okay.
And then we can hang it on our mantle. A giant portrait of ourselves.
We can, sure.
This is, I think, my favorite crepe I've ever had. And I think it's the homemade chocolate that makes the difference.
We haven't had a chance to tell you what we're doing now, but we're gonna be doing the Catacombs, which has been on my bucket list for a really long time.
It's a very unique experience in Paris where you go see a whole bunch of skeletal remains.
Again, I hate repeating myself, but buy tickets ahead of time because it is sold out for the day. That's a huge long line, and we're the first ones in this one. So,
Moral of the story, buy tickets in advance. They're pretty strict on backpacks here. Mine is under the limit, but they do say that you have to wear them on your front. Probably so you don't turn and bump into things, because I think it's pretty tight quarters.
I definitely wore the wrong shoes. I'm wearing knee-high suede boots. It is wet, pebbly, and I'm falling all over the place.
Let's be real though, would we expect Natalie to do any different than to wear the wrong shoes?
Oh my gosh, I tried too. I don't know what I was expecting, but it wasn't this.
What's wild is we are 20 meters below the streets of Paris. We're below their water system, below the metro system. We're in a whole nother world down here. In the late 18th century, there was a major public health problem tied to the city's cemeteries, which led to the decision to transfer the contents of those cemeteries to this underground site, and it took 12 years to move over 6 million bodies.
I don't know how I feel about this. Because, I mean, all these were people.
One is just stacked, and
It's kind of wild.
I think just how much there is.
Overwhelming.
Yeah, it's kind of speechless. And it just keeps going, even places that aren't accessible behind this gate. Nothing but human remains. Wild. A little tight in here, guys. The giant hole that I'm standing under is where they poured the bones in to get them into the catacombs. That's wild.
Wow, that was really fascinating.
It really was. It was probably one of the most interesting. It's not a museum, I know, but I feel like it's a mix between museum and art exhibit.
Kind of, yeah.
And burial grounds.
Yeah, you
Which
definitely
is-
get the audio guide because
Yes.
that was so helpful.
Yes, audio guide, as we always say, definitely adds so much value to tours.
Ours was included in our ticket price.
As you mentioned when we were down there, you go in a place like that kind of expecting it to be kind of dark and eerie, but we never really had that like eerie dark feeling.
No, not at all. It didn't feel like heavy or
No.
anything like that.
Yeah, which I kind of expected, but was pleasantly surprised that it wasn't.
But I definitely recommend doing it. I
Yeah.
think it was really interesting.
It's an experience worth taking the time to do.
Now we're gonna go shopping.
But not that kind of shopping.
Yeah.
It's more my kind of shopping, which is,
Food shopping.
let's go. First stop, success.
Matt has his computer sleeve, and this is perfect for
Yeah.
our meat.
Slide my meat in there. You go in. Perfect. Now, on to stop number 2. You always know when you're near fromagerie here in Paris because you can smell it before you get there.
Stop number 2 was a success, and I can still smell it. And the people in there were so sweet. They were very, very helpful, so I highly recommend checking them out. They spent 15 minutes explaining different cheeses and what it goes with, so I'm excited. Now on to the boulangerie.
What's that mean?
Bakery.
Stop number 3 was a definite success. Now, let's go eat this delicious food.
So I think we might have found the most epic place for a picnic.
It's kind of off to the side, so it's a little, I mean, obviously it's no hidden gem by any means,
No.
but it's a little less busy than some of the main lawns in Champmathieu, which is the park in front of the Eiffel Tower, and we're loving it.
Oh my gosh, look at this.
We're loving it, and we haven't even taken our first bite yet.
Also, I do want to say we bought all the picnic essentials, and it was about 37 euros.
Yes, 37 euros for all the food.
The wine was from last night, so.
That is true. Thanks to our waiter last night
Yep.
for the wine. He saved us that money.
MVP.
My lady. Compliments to our hotel for the cups.
Thank you. And for the
And for the silverware. Which, by the way, we actually really love our hotel. Location's great, price was excellent, and we happened to get a corner room complete by chance. They got views of the Eiffel Tower, so we'll put a link for that booking down in the description.
We didn't know that it had views of the Eiffel Tower, so that was the best surprise. And we literally laid in bed the other night and watched it twinkle.
Yeah.
It was epic.
Yeah. We got 3 different cheeses. We got a camembert, a comté, and a goat cheese, all recommended by the cheese shop. The camembert, if you've never had it, naturally a stinky, funky cheese, soft cheese. This one is really delicious. The comté got a sweetness compared to the funkiness of the camembert. And then I tried the goat cheese. Natalie, when she ate it, she was like,
Is complex.
She was
That's
like,
what
"Oh,
I told
this is
him.
really
I
complex."
said, wow, it's got a lot of stuff. But Matt's better with words.
I would say this goat cheese, from the moment it hits your tongue, it hits it in a way you expect goat cheese to. But then from there, it unfolds. And I would say from the time it hits your tongue to the time you've taken the last swallow, and then you breathe in a breath, it goes through like 7 phases. Tartness, nuttiness, funk, a little bit of spice, straight spicy, real funkiness. It is the most interesting cheese I've ever had in my life. And as wild as it is, I really enjoy it.
I do too. This French cheese is something else. It definitely has green stuff growing on the outside. This is my favorite picnic of all time.
You have to do it. A little makeshift DIY picnic in front of the Eiffel Tower.
20 out of 10.
Can't beat it.
We cannot think of a better way to end our time here than with this view and this picnic.
I was honestly very interested in coming back to Paris and seeing how I felt about it after visiting in 2019. And since 2019, having been to so many other European cities, I didn't know if maybe my love for the city was just tied into the fact that it was like my first European city I'd ever visited. But honestly, after visiting again, it's still one of my favorite cities, guys.
It really is. It's so cool.
This place lives up to all of the hype. For me personally, I know other people that won't be the story, but we love Paris, and we hope that this video has helped you plan your Paris vacation and make the most of your time.
Because 48 hours is definitely not enough to see all of it, but you definitely can do, see, and eat a lot in that time frame.
We'll see you guys in our next adventure. Throat thing you do. Bonjour. Do you fill up paper cups only a little bit like you would a real wine
not
glass?
all the way, Matt.
Oh,
We're
there you
fancy.
go.
Thank you. No, do your impression of me.
Oh, my favorite. My impression of Natalie. Oh my gosh, my favorite.
And I'd say that's pretty accurate. Huh?
So I'm not so used to having my feet so close to my food. Shout out to my sister-in-law for the great socks I got for Christmas. They're covered. They're covered. Still family friendly.
Oh my gosh. Let's go have a quintessential Parisian breakfast. Just kidding. We're not going to have any cigarettes.
I don't think that would hold me over till lunch.
That was just a joke. Stereotypes.
Pork? Is that what it is?